Good afternoon, Year 3, and welcome to your next humanities lesson. So today we're going to be ordering events on a timeline, putting different events and dates onto a timeline. First of all, I thought I'd have a quick chat about what we've learned so far. So initially we just went through the different areas we were going to look at, and we gave you lots of pictures and you had to just think about what those pictures were showing. And then hopefully you've got a little bit of an idea of some of the areas we'll learn about during this topic. And then in our previous lesson, we had a little bit of an introduction to World War II and how the war began. And hopefully you've learned some key dates, like when the war began, and also maybe a few facts and some of the people, some of the key figures involved in World War II. Today, though, we're going to be ordering events onto a timeline. Now, I've actually put 6 dates onto my board here. If you would like, you can pause the video right now and see if you can put these dates in order, starting with the earliest. We start with the thing that happened the longest time ago. I've given you a little bit of a clue here. The smaller number would mean it happened first. It happened the longest time ago. So if you want to pause the video for a second and see if you can order these dates, have a go, and then you can unpause the video and we can carry on. If you did pause it, welcome back. If not, we'll just carry on and we'll do it together now. So let's have a look at these dates. We'll just have a look at these first 2 numbers to start with. 17, 19, 18, 18, 19, 16. The smallest number, well, that must be 16. So this must have happened first. I don't need to look at the other numbers because I've just looked at these first numbers. This is the smallest out of all of them. So I know that must have happened the longest time ago, 1650. Let's have a look. 19, 18, 19, 17, 19. Well, the next one must be 17. So this must have happened second. Now it gets a little bit trickier, and this is what you will find when you do your timeline today. You get some of the numbers that are the same. So I've got 19, 19, 18, 18. Well, the next smallest will be one of these two. They both say 18 though. So what I need to do is go to the next number. So 18, but this one's got a 4 next, and that one's got a 6 next. So what's the smallest number? Well, 4 is smaller than 6. So this one must have happened third. They both have 18 at the start, but this one has a 4 next, but this one has a 6. So 4 is smaller. So that must have happened first, 1845, and then 1860. And it's the same with my last 2. They both have a 19 at the start. So I need to look to the next number. So after the 19, this one has a 4, and this one has a 1. So which is the smaller number? 1 is the smaller number. So this must have happened next. That could be number 5, and this can be number 6. Well done if you managed to order those by yourselves. If not, hopefully you've got a little bit of an idea of how to order the dates, looking for the smallest number that would have happened the longest time ago. And if you have the same number at the start, you go to the next column along to see which one is the smallest, which will mean which one happened the longest time ago, so which would have happened first. On your timeline today, there are actually 2 sheets. They're very similar, apart from one sheet has a few more dates and events to order. So you don't have to do both, you can choose which one. One of them just has fewer dates and events to order, and the other one has a few extra ones. So you can choose which one you do. You just have to cut it out and stick it in the correct order in your book. Remember, starting with the earliest, starting with the thing that happened the longest time ago, starting with the smallest number. That will mean it happened first. On your sheet, though, there may be a couple of people or things or words you may not have heard of. So I'm just going to talk you through a couple of things. I am going to move you slightly closer to this to see if it helps. Cool. On your sheet, it may talk about the Axis or the Allied or the Allies. Now that was just which countries fought together, were on the same side during the war. So on one side, the Axis, we have Germany, Italy, and Japan. They fought together, those countries. And the Allied or the Allies, Great Britain, France, it says the Soviet Union here, but we can remember that as Russia, and the United States, America, USA. There are obviously lots of other countries that were involved as well. I just want to show some of the main countries and also who fought on which side. That's useful information for you to know. And also then, just some key people, some key figures. You may see the name Adolf Hitler on your timeline. He was the leader of Germany. And then also Neville Chamberlain and Winston Churchill. They were Prime Ministers of Great Britain. Neville Chamberlain was Prime Minister before and when the war started. Winston Churchill became Prime Minister during the war. So another useful information there about useful people, key figures involved in World War II. I'm just going to move you back slightly again. So today, choose one of the timelines. You haven't got to do both. Just do one of them, the one that you think is best for you to complete. One of them just has a few extra dates and events to order. If you manage to do that, or you want an extra challenge, see if you can add 2 more events onto the timeline. If they can be World War II related, that's great. If you can't do that, that's fine. You can add any other dates or any other events onto the timeline. And you could always try to research them, try to find some different dates and events out and put them onto your timeline if you can. But just try to see if you can order the dates on the timeline. If you get stuck at all or you're confused, come back and re-watch this video, because this initial part about ordering the numbers, ordering the dates, that might be useful to see again if you get stuck. I'll make sure I'm available for a little bit on Google Meet. If you get stuck, you can pop onto Google Meet, or if you've got a question to ask me. I look forward to seeing them. Remember to send them to your form tutor if you want them to see once you've completed. Thank you, everyone.